Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. In this session, we are going to discuss about another very important topic for Angular directive, that is how to use ngModel directive with array. Prior to this session, we talked about how to use ngModel directive with checkboxes, and we discussed about radio button, normal fields, right? So this session is in the continuation of the same, where we will be only talking about the arrays. Because in projects you might see you might see a scenarios where we are supposed to use the ngModel with arrays. Okay, so by the end of this session we will be able to understand what is the syntax or structure that we are supposed to use in order to use the ngModel directive with array. Now how we are going to proceed in this session? So we are going to proceed in the very similar way. Firstly, I'll tell you what all modules we need to import in order to implement the logic, or in order to use the ngModel directive and ng-for directive. And then we will discuss the requirement. According to the requirement, we will define the array, and then later on we will write the entire logic from scratch to understand the concept of ngModel directive with array. Okay. Alright, so yeah, I think now we are good to start with the session. So let's go to app.component.ts file. Here, first of all, we will import the modules that we are going to use. Now, as we know that we are going to use ngModel directive, right? So ngModel directive comes with a forms module. So you just need to write here forms module. Once you write this thing, it will automatically add this line here, which means the forms module is imported. Second thing, in order to show the values or in order to iterate the array, we can use ng-for directive. Now here remember one thing, I have already tell you the advanced version of for loop, that is @for. So you can use that as well, it is up to you, but I'm sure like most of the users are still using the ng-for directive. So just for them, like I'm repeating it with ng-for. And in order to use ng-for directive, you need to write here common module. So once you write it here, it will automatically add this line. That means this common module. Okay, that means that both this module is added, and now you can use the ng-for directive. So I think with these values we are good to use the ng-for directive and ngModel directive. Now it's time to define the array which we want to use. So to define this array, you can go to app component file. In this file we will define the hobbies. Okay, hobbies, this is just a name of the array. The array type would be of string. Let me write it in a correct way, because this is case sensitive. Okay, so whatever you are writing, make sure to write it in a same case. Now here we can write some hobbies name like reading, okay, then gaming is also a hobby, and then we can put cycling. Okay, so these are the three values that I have set, and then I put the semicolon to terminate this array declaration. Now we are good with the array. We have imported the required module, we have declared the array. Now it's time to see the practical with app.component.html file. So let's go to app.component.html. Here you can see one heading is already coming, Angular directives demo by Sharmit. So let's add another heading here. In this heading I will write ngModel directive with array. Okay, now after this what we will do, we will run one we will write one div. In that div we will iterate the array and we will print the values. Firstly we will receive the value and then we will print it. So this is my div. In this div we will write *ng-for equal let. Here we will write let, and again this is case sensitive, so make sure you are writing in a same case, otherwise it will give you error. And here we will write let hobby of hobbies, and then semicolon. Then we will use here let I equal index. I'll tell you one more interesting thing in the next session. For now I'm just not using it because I want to show it with or without, so that's why I'm just going to create it normally. Okay, so we have declared the index. Now let's save it. So once you save it, it will change the color as per the logic. Perfect. Now what we will do, we will define one input field here. In this input field we will bind this input field with the ngModel. So square brackets, inside this parenthesis, then ngModel. Then here we will write hobbies. In ngModel we will write hobbies of I. So what will happen, whatever values are present in this ngModel in this array will be displayed, and also it will allow us to update the values. Okay, I'll show you like practically once we run the application, then we will be able to understand more. So here let me correct it. Okay, let's put placeholder here. In placeholder we will write enter hobby. Okay, and then you can simply save it. So now let's run the application. So ng serve -- open, enter. It will check the code. If there is any error, it will throw the error. If no error, it will show the output like this. So here you can see we have 3 input field. One is showing the value as reading, another one as gaming, and third one as cycling. Now my question is, now let's say I want to this is synchronized value. That means if I change something here, it will automatically change it in the TS file also. TS file fields also. So means array also. But how to show this thing? So to show this thing, what we will do, we will write here one para. In this paragraph I will write updated hobbies array values. Okay, and then we will put here colon, then we will write here ul means unordered list. In this unordered list we will write updated, not here, here inside this we will write li for the list item. Then we will write here star ng4. In star ng4 we will write let hobby of hobbies. Okay, and then we will use the curly braces, double curly braces, to print that value. Okay, let me put the value, and here if I write hobby just to print the values that I am accessing, and save it, let's see the output. So here you can see updated hobbies array values are reading, gaming, cycling. Now if I made any changes, for example in reading, if I remove the G, so you can see at the same time it is also removing the values from the array, and because these values are coming from the array itself, right? We are printing it through the array. So you can see once you update the value here, automatically it is updating the value here. Now one more interesting thing, if you add something, let me correct it first. Okay, so if you go to app.component.ts file, instead from here, like if I remove G and N, save it, so you will see it is also removed from here. That is why we call it as a two-way data binding. Okay, doesn't matter where you are changing. If you are changing the value in UI fields, it will automatically change the value from the array. If you are changing the value from array, it will automatically change it to UI, and this type of binding is called two-way data binding. Okay, now in this session, like these are the things that I wanted to share with you all. There is just one simple assignment for all of you. The assignment is like you have to create a similar kind of example but using @for, which is a advanced for loop, right? So you can try to implement, because logic wise you are good, right? You know what to do, how to do, and where to do. Now you can just replace this ng4 with that @for, and once it is completed, maybe you can share the screenshot in the comment section, so that if someone is facing any issue, they can take a reference from it. Okay, so I hope today's session is clear to all of you. Still, if you have any queries, question, or any suggestions related to this session, or maybe to the previous sessions or in the for the upcoming sessions, please feel free to reach out to me through the comments. So yeah, that's all for today. See you in the next session with new session. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.